So Trump has really been on a roll, pissing off virtually everybody in the country. Of course, liberals and leftists have been mad at him every day since he came down that escalator, rightly so. But conservatives recently have, it's some very specific things that make them go, hey, fuck you. But they're doing it. So Trump did an interview with Laura Ingraham the other day, and there were two moments in there that, whoo-wee, the base is not having it, not even a little bit. And actually, this isn't the only thing. There was also the 50-year mortgage, which we talked about. I'm very happy that everybody was able to see through what that really was. That's literally an attempt to just serve his Wall Street billionaire donors. That's it. Because if you buy a $500,000 house, you can pay like $1 million or more in just interest on a 50-year loan. And so that's the point. It's got nothing to do with, oh, your monthly payment's going to be lower, it's going to be great. No, the whole point is, I want to help my donors out. I want to help big banks out and Wall Street out. That's what it is. And even MAGA saw through that, and they said, holy shit, this is just robbing us, basically. But this, I think they even got more mad over this one. So take a look. Here he is talking to Laura Ingraham. And boy, oh boy, is this a bit of a reversal on immigration.
Folks are not thrilled about this idea of hundreds of thousands of foreign students in the United States. We have about 350,000 Chinese. One point during COVID, you were going to, push to, get them out, but that was pulled back. You've said as many as 600,000 Chinese students could come to the United States. Why, sir, is that a pro-MAGA position when so many American kids want to go to school and there are places not for them, and these universities are getting rich off Chinese money?
Sure. Never said about China, but we do have a lot of people coming in from China. We always have, China and other countries. We also have a massive system of colleges and universities. And if we were to cut that in half, which perhaps makes some people happy, you would have half the colleges in the United States go out of business.
So what?
Well, I think that's a big deal.
Are they fans,
you would have the
fans of the United States?
Yeah, but you would have, as you know, historically, black colleges and universities would all be out of business.
Yeah, that'll get MAGA to agree with you. Oh, no, not the HBCUs. We love HBCUs. We love POC. If anything, listen, like, good, let them fucking go bankrupt. That's what MAGA is going to be thinking. Guys, what actually happened here is, remember how Trump met with Xi recently, President Xi of China? I guarantee you Xi hit him with some real shit. Look, China's got the Trump card on us, dog. China's got a Trump card on us. They are, I'm sorry, we're about to be in the Chinese century, okay? This is going to be the American century of humiliation. And I bet you Xi was like, look, I can end you. I can destroy you. I can destroy the United States. And so here's what you're going to do. And one of those things was you're going to allow our 600,000 students to come in. And Trump, if you press the right buttons, if you let him know, hey, I got you fucking checkmated, he'll be like, all right, dog, you got it. My guess is that's what happened. My guess is behind the scenes in that negotiation, she basically wasn't playing around anymore. And he was like, look, here's the deal. This is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to accept. Because if you don't, we'll fucking ruin you. China will fucking ruin you. They're going to, shit, you guys all know this, but the world is trending towards getting off the dollar as the world reserve currency. That would be catastrophic. That would be just devastation, the likes of which we've never seen ever. It would probably equal or surpass the Great Depression to now lose the status as the world reserve currency. China holds a lot of our debt. They could fuck us that way, right? So my guess is she played some card behind the scenes that was like, listen, I'm not fucking around with you anymore, bro. So you're going to drop the fucking tariff. And by the way, what did Trump do? He ended up putting the tariffs back to where they were before he came in. All this giant mess causing all these problems, and he ended up caving back to what it was before he even got there, right? Why? Again, because I'm sure she was like, here's what you're going to do. So Mr. President Deals got fucking rolled by Xi.
You would have a system of colleges and universities.
So we're dependent on China to keep our university system going?
But I think it's good to have, I actually think it's good to have outside countries. Look, I want to be able.
I got good news for MAGA, though. Trump is not the one actually controlling our immigration policy. So you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry. A lot of these students are going to get kicked the fuck out of the country. And it's because Stephen Miller is actually running our immigration policy. It's like when, remember the South Korean factory that was being built and we had some legal immigrants here from South Korea to help build a factory? And they did this fucking massive ICE raid and humiliated these people and rounded them up and locked them up and then eventually shipped them out of the country. And that was a big scandal because South Korea was like, what the fuck is this? These guys were here legally. And then South Korea said, you know what? Maybe we'll, put the factory on pause and not build the rest of the factory. And that was all because, and Trump had come out and said, I didn't approve that raid. I didn't like that raid. So then who fucking ordered it? We all know it's Stephen Miller. So Trump can say whatever the fuck he wants on whatever issue he wants. But in terms of who's calling the shots, you all know who's calling the shots. When it comes to immigration, it's Stephen Miller. When it comes to economic policy, it's Russ Vought. When it comes to foreign policy, it's Marco Rubio. So that's why they got him busy with the Epstein Memorial Ballroom that he's building. They got him busy with that. They got him busy fucking remodeling the Lincoln bathroom. That's what Trump is doing. But the rest of them, they're really running the country.
We get along with the world.
They're not the French. They're the Chinese. They spy on us. They steal our intellectual property.
What, do you think the French are better?
Yeah.
I mean, really? I don't know. I'll tell you, I'm not so sure. We've had a lot of problems with the French where we get taxed very unfairly on our technology with, they put 25% taxes on American products. Look, assuming everyone treats us badly, because that's the way I am, but we take in trillions of dollars from students. The students pay more than double when they come in from most foreign countries. I want to see our school system thrive, but at the same time, I know you and I disagree. We're never going to agree on it, but that's okay. And it's not that I want them, but I view it as a business. We have millions and millions of people. Also, I want to get along with countries if possible. People are shocked. Remember, Hillary Clinton said, we'll be in a war. I stopped 8 wars in the last...
You can't. This is one of those zombie lies. I got $18 trillion in investment in the country. No, I stopped 8 wars. You know how many wars he stopped? 0. He started a bunch, but he stopped 0. That's just a lie. But anyway, you get the picture here. MAGA is furious over this. I'm just going to scroll down here. Please let MAGA all of a sudden love the Chinese because it would be so fucking funny. He went from saying he was going to cut Chinese student visas to doubling them. Yay, less H-1Bs. Just kidding. I'm doubling them. Does MAGA stand for the 1% now? Very confused. Hard to swallow pills. Trump is a deep state puppet installed to usher in Jewish agendas. Oh boy, you got the Nazis. Groiper posting. There is a lot of Groip posting on Maine right now. Trump is a fucking traitor. Wake up. Here's President Xi. He's a man of the Hebrews. Again, more Fuentes Nazi stuff. Trump has betrayed the people. DJT, it's raining. Thank you. He's pissing on somebody's head. MAGA motherfuckers. And then you got Pfizer, Moderna, Oracle, World Economic Forum, Meta. Dude, I'm Donald Trump. I don't care. I'm going to take your vote and then betray you. So yeah, this picture of Peter Griffin as MAGA, wearing a MAGA hat with a 5 o'clock shadow and bloodshot eyes, fell for it again award. Yeah, man. I mean, MAGA is not, they are not having it. All right, so here, I want to see this one. This is a Midas Touch video. What's this one?
Nobody knows the system better than me. I know the H-1B. I know the H-2B. Nobody knows it better than me. I know the H-1B very well, and it's something that I frankly use, and I shouldn't be allowed to use. We shouldn't have it. Very, very bad for workers.
As we speak, we're finalizing H-1B regulations so that no American worker is replaced ever again. H-1B should be used for top, highly paid talent to create American jobs, not as inexpensive labor program to destroy American jobs.
Why did you change your mind on H-1B visas, sir?
I didn't change my mind. I've always felt we have to have the most competent people in our country. We need competent people. We need smart people coming into our country. We need a lot of people coming in. We're going to have jobs like we've never had before.
But sir, you said you...
Okay, that's crazy. So yeah, either she rolled him in the negotiations, or here's the other possibility. You know who loves the H-1B system, right? The tech broligarchs. The tech billionaire broligarchs, the AI broligarchs. And remember, it was Elon Musk who's super pro the H-1B because he uses it and he exploits the workers, right? So it could also be that. It could also be that he's much more checked out than ever. And so he's letting Elon Musk, call the shots. He's letting these billionaires have their way. And what they want is more H-1B. That's crazy. But I'm not done. I am not done because there was another part that got Republicans just as furious. And it actually is exactly on that issue of the H-1B visas. So the one we just watched was letting 600,000 Chinese students into the country to go to our universities. This is way worse. This is way worse. Ready? Here we go.
There's never going to be a country like what we have right now.
And does that
the
mean
Republicans have to talk about it, Laura.
And does that mean the H-1B visa thing will not be a big priority for your administration? Because if you want to raise wages for American workers, you can't flood the country with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of foreign workers.
You also do have to bring in talent. When
we have plenty of talented people
no, you
here.
don't. No, you don't.
We don't have talented.
Oh, I can see the ads being cut right this second. Oh my God. Oh my God. Democrats, are you paying attention? That ad fucking writes itself, bro. You have a lot of talented people in this country. He goes, no, you don't. No, you don't. Oh, you do realize you're supposed to be president of the United States of America. You can't just shit on Americans that brazenly. Oh my God. Oh my God, Jesus Christ.
Hundreds of thousands of foreign workers.
You also do have to bring in talent. When
we
a
have
country
plenty of talented people
no,
here.
You don't. No, you don't.
We don't have talented people here?
No, you don't have certain talents, and people have to learn. You can't take people off an unemployment line and say, I'm going to put you into a factory where we're going to make missiles, or I'm going to put
How did we ever do it before?
Well,
I'll
give you an example.
By the way, I'm kind of noticing this now, but Laura Ingraham, randomly, she seems like she's over it. She seems like she's sort of done with the fucking hero worship. She seems like she's done with the, I get that we're all in a cult and we've all been fucking genuflecting at the altar of MAGA, but it looks like she's like, you know what? I've had it. Because there are multiple portions in this interview where she was like, I'm going to ask some real shit. I'm going to grill a little bit. She's grilling here. And by the way, this just goes to show you, they always could have done it. Because she's barely trying, and she's really making him look ridiculous. Imagine every single interviewer was able to handle him like this. He would have fucking crumbled. But these people, they're like, they're paid to get rolled. They're paid. I mean, most people in the media are paid to do both sides bullshit, and they get accused of having a liberal bias, so they let the Republicans get away with a lot. Here you have a Fox News host who's grilling him more aggressively than, unfortunately, many liberal media outlet hosts do. This is shocking. It's shocking to see Laura Ingraham actually ask some follow-up questions and try to grill him a little bit.
How did we ever do it before?
Well, I'll give you an
up.
example. In Georgia, they raided because they wanted illegal immigrants out. They had people from South Korea that made batteries.
This is the thing we just talked about, too.
All their lives. Making batteries are very complicated. It's not an easy thing. It's very dangerous. A lot of explosions, a lot of problems. They had like 500 or 600 people, early stages, to make batteries and to teach people how to do it. Well, they wanted them to get out of the country. You're going to need that, Laura. I mean, I know you and I disagree on this.
By the way, this, again, is quite an admission, because this is Trump again saying, I didn't support deporting these legal immigrant workers who were South Korean at the South Korean factory in Georgia. But there's an admission embedded in there. I got overruled. Well, who'd you get overruled by? Clearly, you got overruled by Stephen Miller. That he decided, no, we're going to get rid of these people, so they got rid of him. Right? And here he is, I didn't support that. I never supported that. You're admitting that you're not controlling your own government. You're admitting it. So like I said, it's Russ Vought controlling domestic policy and economic policy. It's Marco Rubio controlling foreign policy. And it's Stephen Miller controlling immigration policy. And it might even be the case that Stephen Miller has input in every single area, because remember the leaked text messages, the leaked group chat with the bombing of Yemen? It was Stephen Miller who said, oh yeah, the big guy gave the okay, go ahead and bomb. Now, do we know? No, we don't know. It could have just been him saying that the big guy gave the okay. I mean, this is what we're looking at, bro. Who's fucking running the country? And we all know this. It's 25th Amendment time. Like, this guy, he's gone mentally. It's getting worse by the day. The lies are getting more and more extreme. It's lie inflation, like I said. 18 trillion in investments, stopping 8 wars, stopping 9 wars. It literally depends on the day. He'll change the number based on the day. Sometimes he says 17 trillion in investment. Sometimes he says 20 trillion in investment. Sometimes he says he stopped 8 wars. Sometimes it's 9 wars. And he's literally stopped 0. This is insane, bro. This is insane.
I mean, I know you and I disagree on this. You can't just say a country's coming in, going to invest $10 billion to build a plant, and going to take people off an unemployment line who haven't worked in 5 years, and they're going to start making missiles. It doesn't work that way.
So, by the way, these things that Trump said here in this interview, this is only going to fuel the rise of the Groypers and fuel the rise of Nick Fuentes and people like him. Of course, they're going to come out there and say, well, what the fuck? I thought you were the build the wall guy. I thought you were the mass deportations guy. Now all of a sudden you're saying you want 600,000 Chinese students in here. Now all of a sudden you're saying you want H-1B immigrants here. Well, these guys are going to say, I don't want an Indian taking my job. I'm a heritage American, and where's my fucking job in this country? So, and all of this dissent can only happen with the big guy failing, with the regime failing. And it is. And it is. There's no way around it. Why do you think it's not a coincidence that it's right now that we see Mark Levin and Ben Shapiro up against Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes? It's everything is splintering, everything is fragmenting, and it makes sense. And that can only happen when inflation is going up, unemployment is going up, people are fucking furious, the trade war is making farmers go bankrupt, the Epstein files haven't been released, Trump is bombing multiple countries on a fucking whim based on Dickie McGee's acts. Of course it's going to fall apart. The whole promise of MAGA has become fucking nothing. It's become the status quo, except way, way worse. That's what it is. It's like all the worst parts of the system before Trump, and he added a whole bunch of shittier parts in, right? Like, only in a scenario like that can you get the movement falling apart. And that's what it's like, bro. That's what it's like. So, this is only going to fuel it. And also, let's be clear. He's going to come out and contradict himself within a week on these policies. You all know that, right? He does it all the time. He's going to fucking contradict himself again. And at the end of the day, he won't even be the one calling the shots. That will be Stephen Miller. And he will continue with the far-right fascist iteration of the policy. Stephen Miller is a fascist with every group except Jews, right? He's one of these Nazi Jews, basically. That's what he is. Where, all the other groups are inferior, all the other groups need to be fucking deported, except, of course, my group, which we're okay. And that's the big fight. That's the big fight that's at the core of the Civil War now. Is like Ben Shapiro and Mark Levin are like, hold on now. We police the boundaries. And we said it's okay to hate black people. It's okay to hate Hispanics. It's okay to hate trans people and gay people and Muslims and all these different groups. But it's not okay to hate Jews. And Nick Fuentes came in and said, wrong. It's also okay to hate them too. And so that's the fight at the core. And so this just feels like, it used to feel like he had the juice. Trump had the juice to, if he changed his mind on something, they all had to follow suit with him. And it's still that way with the Republican politicians. Don't get it twisted. All the Republican politicians are little cuck boys. They believe in nothing. They'll go wherever Trump wants them to go. But the base these days, no, he doesn't have the juice to switch it up. And what? Now you're going to have all the grassroots MAGA hosts out there are going to be saying, yes, now I want 600,000 Chinese students in the country. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. It's all falling apart. It's never been more clear, and it's only going to get worse. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.